So today I want to talk about my BEC exam experience. I decided to take it last because a lot of people say that it's the easiest section. I figured after taking 3 exams, I'd probably be exhausted and just want to take it easy and study for the easiest section. I listened to them and studied for BEC for about 4 weeks. But seriously, BEC is not as easy as people say it is. I would personally prefer to take another audit exam instead of BEC. So I studied for BEC using Becker. I skipped some of the video lectures. I did probably 3 or 4 of the skills practice and did a lot of multiple choice questions. The thing that I noticed with BEC is that there are so many unrelated topics. See, with FAR, once you have a very strong foundation of financial accounting, then you're good. Studying for different topics is just like building onto that foundation. With BEC, it's like you're building so many different foundations. It's all over the place. But if there's something I would do differently, I would definitely not skip the skills practice. When I was doing my final review, I decided to do 3 or 4 of the skills practice, and it definitely was helpful. Another thing with BEC is the written communication, which I really can't think of any other way to prepare for it other than being familiar with as many topics as you can. So what I did was I printed all of the written communication solutions from Becker and read all of them. I think there's like 30 of them. That gave me an idea of the buzzwords that the examiners are expecting you to know. I also did the mock exam. The first 2, I did them per testlet. So for me, it was just part of my final review process. But the 3rd one, I actually sat down and, did the mock exam just like the actual exam. I finished in about 2 hours and scored a 75, which is a pretty decent score because typically your actual exam score is higher than your mock exam score. In fact, one of my Instagram friends got a 75 on his 3rd mock exam for BEC and got a whopping 94 on the actual exam. So going into the exam, I felt pretty good. I really didn't do anything different to prepare for it. I listened to my favorite Christian music while I was getting ready. I had my rice and my fried eggs, and I prayed as soon as I sat down in front of the computer before I started my exam, and that's been my exam routine. But as soon as I started, all I could think of was the fact that it's my last exam and I have to pass it. It took me about an hour to finish my first testlet with 31 multiple choice questions. And I thought my second one was harder than the first one, so there's still hope there. But what really threw me off was my 3rd testlet. The 2 simulations were unbelievable. And because I can't tell you the specifics, let me just say that they were so long, I had to scroll way down. And I had to use Excel for the very first time. I didn't even need to use Excel when I took FAR. So that testlet took most of my time. Overall, it wasn't hard. I did feel like crying after I got out of the exam, which I didn't feel when I took the other 3 sections. I guess I was just glad that I was almost done, and I was also nervous not knowing what the result would be. But at least I don't have to wait very long. The result will be out next week, so I only have to wait 7 days for this one, and that's when I'll find out if I passed BEC and if I'm officially done with all the CPA exams. And I forgot to say that I had my favorite Oreo McFlurry right after my exam. That is part of my exam tradition. I think it's very important to do something for yourself after you take an exam. Because you deserve it. Seriously, you deserve it. So if you're studying for BEC, do not underestimate it. I'll let you know next week if I can officially put those 3 letters behind my name. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you'll be notified when I post that video. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comment below what your exam routine or traditions are, and if you feel the same way about BEC as I do. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. God bless.